Hey folks, it's Frithguy here, how you doing? Yes, it is kind of like deja vu. I'm racing back towards town once again, and I'm going to get that grill that I said that I was going to get. And I don't know if I'm going to get anything else today. I might not. I might just stick with that one grill I need. I don't know. Anyway, we'll worry about that. But what I'm also going to do is I'm hoping to get to the blacksmith and smelt the 14 odd ounces of gold that we've got and sell that at the bank just so that we can keep our workers employed for a little bit longer. And then in the morning we are going to try using the wheel loader to load up our new tier 3 wash plant. And I have managed to get it to work with my joystick at long last, so I'm hoping that I'll have a little bit more luck with it. Still slides around a little bit, but I'm hoping it's just going to be a little bit better than trying to use the keyboard. So we'll see, but we'll do all of that in the morning. I will meet you back at the claim. Well, I just had a whole load of notices come up to say that everybody has just quit because I don't have enough money. I have managed to smelt the gold before I ran out of money, but we're now on minus 1,371. So I'm just going to go over to the bank, sell the gold that we've got, and I don't think that we'll take on any new workers just yet. We're going to try and earn ourselves a little bit with the tier 3 stuff, and then hopefully we can go back to employing a big pile of workers. See what we get for this one in a minute. And cancel. There we go. So we're on $16,000 now, which is okay. But yeah, if I take on well, I might take on a couple of workers. I'm not quite sure yet, but I'll see about that. So this time I will actually meet you back at the claim in the morning. I'm finally back at the claim, and I've decided that if I find any workers over 50%, I will start using them. So we're going to hire that guy there. He's at 30%, so we're not going to go for him. And this one, we're going to put him in Rivertown on the big excavator. So let's assign that one, and we can come out of here, shut down. Right, so he is going to be working away. He's going to be acquiring us a decent amount of cash. Well, I hope. We've got $16,000, which is enough for about 3 days with our loan repayments. The loan repayments are actually working properly now. So we've got 98% fuel on there, and that one's about the same down there as well. I've got the pickup is now loaded up with a whole load of buckets that I'm just gonna move it down here actually, and we're going to just start it up. We're just going to have the pickup over here so that it's kind of is ready, and then we can start swapping buckets around easily, I'm hoping, with... Hang on. I'm just trying to think where the best place to put this, because I think you actually get earth appearing in front of one of those. So I do actually want to just move it up here a little bit, and I'm actually spinning. Let's put the diff lock on and try that. Oh, that's better. Okay, so the diff lock works fairly well with this one. All I got to... Yeah, I reckon if I leave it about there, it should be okay. Let's jump out. So we've got a couple of buckets here at the moment. I've got 2 buckets in underneath, and I've got 2 buckets ready to do some more stuff with. I'll move them over to the other side of the... I'm not actually sure what that is, whether it's a shaker or not. Somebody said that I should get another one and put here, but you can't actually do that. There's only one framework for it and only one snap point for it. And also, that's like a waste point. What comes out the first trommel sort of runs down there and goes through the mats and into here. You get some bits going in the buckets. I don't know what goes into the buckets. Is that magnetite? I'm not quite sure. Do I take the stuff in the buckets and tip that back in the top, or do I take the stuff in the buckets and put that through the magnetite separator? I'm not quite sure, but it looks like just here we do actually have a little bit of earth which came from there. So whether that's something that we should be doing something with. See, you can dig that bit. If I tip it out, no, it kind of puts it back, but not really. So there is earth that appears there, and I don't know what this little framework here is for. I'm guessing that's something that will turn up a bit later on as well. Now, up here, when the new stuff comes out, we've got the dump truck, and there will also be a conveyor system and stuff here as well. So the dump truck can back up here and tip into the conveyor, and then that automatically feeds all of that over there, which is going to be absolutely spectacular. That's on Monday, so it's not ready today. So let's switch that one on there. All of this stuff is now running. That's all on down there. It's on down the bottom as well, and the shaker is going like crazy. We'll go over here and we'll put the water going, And start that one up. There we go. Now we've got water as well. So there's water. The water goes part way into the trommel, and it actually runs out and down these two. You get one that doesn't really do anything, and that will sort of put a spoil heap out here that we can then come and get later. And we feed that back through. I think that the spoil heap that comes in, you feed that back into the top. I think you do. I'm not quite sure. And the stuff that comes down through there, that it goes into the... well, you get some going into the buckets there. Now, I really don't know about those. The gold that you get coming into the miner's moss, we do need to do stuff with that. You put that through the magnetite separator, and like we do getting out of the mobile wash plant. So this is kind of like the mobile wash plant. It's just a little bit bigger. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to try this wheel loader again. And this time I'm hoping I will get on with it a little bit better, because this time I actually have a joystick set up for it. Whether this is going to work or not, I don't know. So let's just try it. And I'll take the handbrake off. So I've got steering on the keyboard, and then I'm going to leave the diff lock on for this, and stop there a minute. So let's just lower that down. Oh, that's so nice. That's already instantly easier using that one. But I mean, it's difficult to sort of dig it in and get it just right on here. And also, it's difficult to see. Oh, it's full anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Right, so we've got that one full, which means that I can pick that up and bring it back like that, and go back way too fast. I just got to keep the joystick going up. Now, it is a little bit difficult for me to kind of line it up from this side. I find it a lot easier to watch it from this side, so I will try this way round, and then see if I can get like the turn and everything for picking up again. And I'm hoping that we bring this up and we just tip it over this bit over here, and I can lift that up a little bit higher like that. I'm going to go forward some more if I can. There we go. I think that's about right. And then tip in here, and it should allow us to tip in there just like that. I'm going to jump out a minute, and I'm going to leave it there, and we'll see what it does if I move round. So you got the shaker there, and that sort of shakes some of the stuff off, and then some of it runs down that way and drops out the bottom there, and then you get bits of gold coming down through here. Those mats are already at 1%, and there's 6 mats in there, and then there's a bucket at 1% as well, and then I think we should get some spoil heaps turning up somewhere. I'm guessing that the big stuff there is kind of just stuff that you get rid of. But if that's at 1%, we've hardly done anything yet. So let's leap into our digger, very acrobatically if we can. Tip out everything that we can tip out there. It would be better if we could, like, build a bit of a higher ramp here. I can't, I'm stuck. Oh, there we go. Is it going to let me lift it? I'm actually stuck on it. Somebody wants to work for you, check your tablet for more. I'm stuck. Seriously, it's not letting me lift it into the air at all. It's absolutely not letting me lift the arm up. I think it's because I'm wedged into it. I do want to try and get off this thing without having to reset it. I really don't want to have to be resetting constantly. Oh, I love this thing. I really do. I mean, I suppose it would be better if I came round the other side. It would be better because I'd be at the right height for it. But I don't want to do that. I'm just going to be stubborn now and say that I really don't think this is... Oh, that's fantastic. I really don't think this is the way to do it. Something doesn't seem quite right here. But because it's sort of wedged like this, it's not letting me lift the arm up in the air. It's just caught on that. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, that's a good start. No, I don't want to press escape. I just want to go to the map, and if we move down here, I click on the front end loader and reset. Right, back. There we go. Now, I should be able to reset that properly now. I can lift, and there we go. It's lifted. Okay, well, that was easy enough. I don't know why I didn't just do that to start with. Okay. I'm going to try and find somewhere that's reasonably level on the claim so that I can get into it quickly. I think if I just stop a minute, it's not... It did this before, I think. It wouldn't go up to full speed properly. And I'm not quite sure why. I don't want to do that. Let me try stopping and then starting it up again. And... no, it was definitely going faster than that previously. Why have you decided to go a little bit strange? It's like it's lost all power. Oh, now it might be the diff lock. Take the diff lock off. No. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm going to find a level place so that I can sort of set up on the claim with this. But before I do that, I'm going to run up to the caravan and... not to the caravan, to the tent. And see if there's a decent worker that is wanting to come and work for me. Someone above 50%. I have another worker working for me. He is assigned to this front-end loader, actually. And he is a 47%... sorry, I think it's 57%, actually, worker. So hopefully he will be able to do a reasonably good job. Let me just stop right there. And this time I'm hoping that I can tip everything into here without actually getting the loader caught on it. We'll see. Easy does it. Just tip it down gently. And is that all of it? I think that's all of it. Yep. We done it! Excellent! Take the handbrake off and lower the bucket back down. Yes, the bucket is actually empty. That's good as well. Now, it was over here somewhere. If I can keep this angle sort of as it is, I might be able to do this reasonably well. And sort of keep everything running at the same time. Nope, I'm not going to be able to do that. Okay, that's not going to work. I want to put it... that's kind of the bit where I want to go in, is right there, because I reckon I can sort of keep working at that and like do a level road. I've seen several people have done level roads and it works really well. Once you kind of get into it, you can do a level road all the way across your site, and it does work really well. You can make a nice smooth road all the way through, and you don't have any sort of concerns about... I might just adjust the camera each time I move in and out. It'll be easier. Bring this one up here, and then I can tip that straight into the shaker. I'll do 2 more bucketfuls, and then we'll see how it's doing with the with all the buckets of stuff down the bottom. And if I straighten up a minute, come round a little bit more. Whoa, 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 whoa! Too close, too close. About there, I think, and then tip in. How are we doing from this side? I think that is kind of okay. I mean, if we get a level area that we've kind of dug into the place, we can then be loading up the dump truck when we have the dump truck. I really am looking forward to getting that dump truck. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to be able to use that one. But obviously, we've got to buy the dump truck. And then after you buy the dump truck, you've then got to get the conveyors and the stuff that goes with them as well. So you got a conveyor, you got a point where you tip the dump truck out, and you've got a well, you've got the dump truck itself. I think it's just those 3 items. Just slowly bring this one in. I'm sort of getting a bit of it's kind of level in there, kind of level, and kind of level is obviously it's not quite perfectly level, but it does seem to be. I'm very, very croaky today. I do apologise for it. Unfortunately, I think I'm getting a little bit of a cold, and I'm trying my best not to be too croaky, and drinking stuff like honey and lemon and things like that in order to be able to keep talking continuously, because you do kind of rely on me being able to talk to make these videos, and so yeah, it's not going to be good if I lose my ability to speak. Just tip that up, and we'll go and get 1 more bucketful after this. I don't like the way that it's tipping an awful lot. We seem to be wasting quite a bit. I mean, it's doing all right, though. I guess it's doing all right. Back round. Easy does it. I don't want to go too fast. And what I'd really like is a high tip bucket. If we had a high tip bucket on this, that would be absolutely awesome. But I guess maybe that will come later on. Now, I have heard a rumor that at the moment they don't want to, the creators of the game don't want to open this up to modders, but they did talk about it being opened up to modders later on. Once they've kind of done the big releases that they want to do, which, you know, we got the dump truck and that coming, but we've also got, there is other things that they've got planned as well, including a dredge. And I guess maybe that's for some of the lakes here or something, or unless they're going to do like a expansion of the map or something like that. But yeah, there'll be a dredge, and you'll be able to go and dredge the water for more gold. I really don't know how they would get that one to work, but it does seem like it would be a lot of fun to try and use. And once they've sort of released all the big things that they're planning on releasing for this game, that's when they were thinking about opening it up to modders and let the modding community add in a load of stuff as well. I'm really looking forward to that, because some of the ideas that people have already started coming up with and already started working on, people have already started working on projects for this game in the likes of Blender and that, in order to get a head start on making mods. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Some of the stuff that is going to come out for this game is going to be awesome. Absolutely incredible. Right, what do we got down here at the moment? All those mats are on 6%, and these buckets here are on 6 and 4%. And then, what do we got over here? Now, there was that little tiny patch of dirt there that I could dig a shovel into. Is there anything else? Is that something there? I think there's something there. I have heard that you do an awful lot of work on this plant for not a massive amount of reward. So the next thing that I find out will be how much we get back from those mats. But really, we're going to want to keep doing some more work on that. We don't have enough money at the moment to get a bulldozer, which is a bit unfortunate. I wouldn't have minded like using a bulldozer to try and help push things up into a heap in order to like get things moving along. I'm not going to try this from in-cab. I just don't think it's going to work very well. I won't be able to get like a... I'm just not going to be able to get it level. Oh, actually, the level indicator is on the screen there, isn't it? Let me just start this up a second. And if I move it down to our little dig point here that we've got, and then I want to see... I want to do it from inside the cab and just see if we get a level indicator. So let me bring that to there and stop a moment, and then go in cab. Oh, you don't get the whole screen thing, so you literally, it's pure guesswork, because I can't see where the level is. And looking at the front, there doesn't seem to be any level indicator on the bucket. I don't know what level is on there. That's a bit of a shame. Right, from here I do have a level indicator, because I've got there's some little dots on the side of the screen. If I put it there, I think that's level there. I'm assuming that's level there. That's just... Nope, that's not even close to level. And it's tilting over. So level is actually all the way up there. Okay, so I got no idea as far as those other bits are concerned. I think I'll just stick with this. And... Okay. Let's try this. I just want to bring that down flat like that. No more than that, and then go into this area here, and then pick up. It should be that simple. We should be able to just keep doing this, and get loader after loader after loader, bucket load after bucket load. But it goes to tip over so fast. Those rams are really in poor condition. That was the thing. Someone did suggest that I should try. I did buy some hydraulic pipes. Now, I don't know if those hydraulic pipes are ones that you can replace, or... if you do something else with them. Some people have said that you kind of... You just got to drive slowly to combat that, but others did suggest trying to change the hydraulic hoses and seeing if that would do anything to it. So let's dump that into the shaker. Right, that's all the way out. I don't know if there's any way that you can... Do you just take the hydraulic hose to the machine? We'll do that in a minute. We'll just drive this one over to the shed, and we'll see if we can attach a new hydraulic hose. I really don't think there's going to be anything that we can add to it. No, it looks like the hydraulic hose is actually there on the side of the digger, and I've been told that this is actually a Hitachi, and that would make a lot of sense because it's the right color and everything for it. So Yeah, it looks like it's the hose there on the side of the Hitachi that is replaced. There isn't any replacement pipes available on the side of this wheel loader, on this front loader, which means that this wheel loader is unfortunately just going to be really, really bad. It's constantly tilting forward at a continuous rate, and there is absolutely nothing that you can do about it. It's just one of those things you've got to live with, which is a bit unfortunate. That's alright, we'll go back and we'll do a little bit more digging. I do want to get those mats to about... Well, I mean, ideally, we want to get them to like 100%, but that's going to be an awful lot of work. And I really don't know how much gold you get back from them either. Now, I've heard that you don't get a lot. If anybody knows what we're supposed to do with the gold mats, whether we're supposed to dip them or not, well, not that we're supposed to dip them. Once you've got the gold in the mats, and then you want to clean them out, you want to put them into buckets. I'm assuming we do the same as we've done with the other gold mats. And you put them into the bucket, and you dip them a few times. How many times do we have to dip them in the bucket? Or how many buckets can you dip them into? Because if they're the same as the ones on the hog pan, it doesn't look like it fills any faster than the actual hog pan does. And that kind of seems to me to be defeating the object of it. I mean, do you get more gold out of these? Do you get the same amount of gold out of this as you do out of the hog pan? I mean, we could set the hog pan up and just kind of shovel into that much faster. And what else do you get from it? Do you get more magnetite from the buckets of stuff here? Do you... Yeah, what's the different ways that you can do things? How do these different things work? Let me just bring that one back up there. In particular, when you're doing the hog pan thing, it didn't say in the dig tube to wash them 4 times, and I washed them 4 times on recommendation from people watching the channel, and that worked really well. It was really, really good, and it was absolutely fantastic. We had a nice lot. We filled up every bucket completely by washing them 4 times, and then, you know, we ended up getting a load more gold. Even though it said 0%, we could still wash it 4 times and fill the bucket up completely. So I don't know if that was a bug or not. So with these mats, how many times do we wash them, and how many buckets can we wash them into? Obviously, I'm just going to keep trying washing buckets until such time as I run out completely. But I'm interested to know if there's any other ways or anything that I might be overlooking before I really get started on it. Let me just... actually, I want to come forward just a little bit there. That's too far. Back up a bit. There we go. That's about right. Just tilt that down a little bit. It's so much easier doing this with the joystick. It really is. It makes such a difference. And now all I need is 2 joysticks for my for the excavator. That's got to be the next thing. Come down here and slowly whiz round the corner like a lunatic. It still slides around, but I think that they may be looking at that a little bit in the next patch. I'm not quite sure. I don't remember reading anything about whether or not they were planning to make any changes to the wheel loader. There was talk about it, but whether that's like soon or whether that's later on, I'm still not 100% sure. So that's something to sort of look at later on, I guess. I mean, it would be very nice if they could at least give us something. Well, in particular, I'd like a new one. If we could get a new wheel loader so that it wasn't like continuously trying to tip over. And not only that, I think another good aspect of a brand new wheel loader is it would have a high tip function. So you'd have a lot more reach on this. But then, saying that, if we're getting a dumper and a conveyor belt and everything to sort of load this up, as soon as you've got your dumper loaded, that's everything that you need anyway. You're not going to need to worry about anything else. So we'll see. Could be all kinds of new things are in store for us, and some of the things... Oh, another one that people have said about was a pump, and a bigger pump and a portable one. This pump is... The pump that I've seen the pictures for is bigger, and you tow it behind the pickup. And yes, it's yet another thing that you tow behind the pickup, which means that you've got to go all the way to town and you've got to get it, and you can only carry one at a time. But I'm guessing that it is going to be able to pump over much longer distances than the current small pumps, which means that you can sort of park it next to the river and it should be able to feed pipes just about across the entire claim. And I didn't see how many pipes it would take, but I would guess that it would be a few pipes, because some of the big pumps they can take like a whole load of pipes all at once and do all kinds of stuff. So that is something else to look forward to. It's only like a small shortcut thing, that one is, rather than being a big thing like the dump truck, but it's still something. It's still yet another toy that they're adding in that is going to be great fun to implement and use. Now, let's just come around here. We're starting to run low on daylight. Our workers have already gotten us up to 1.1 ounces, and we've used up less than 1,000 gold. So at the moment, they're still profitable, but then we know that the workers are being rebalanced later, and they're going to be giving us less gold than they do right now. Which is a little bit of a shame, but I can still live with it. I nearly went up over all of those lumps there. I'm starting to get the hang of this wheel loader. It is actually starting, once you get the camera angle just right, so that you don't have to constantly keep changing it, because constantly changing the camera angle does actually slow you down a little bit, because I've got to keep sort of using the mouse to move that one round. Could just do that. I mean, I could set the camera angle to move on something else, but I mean, ideally, what I'd like to see in the game is, you know how it locks position behind the machine? You can't see anything with it locked in position behind the machine. But if you could have it so that wherever you move the camera, it would then lock in that position, like Farming Simulator. I know that some people don't like the constant comparisons to Farming Simulator. However, Farming Simulator is kind of the big sim game. It's kind of the big machinery sim. And so it is currently the yardstick by which all other machinery simulators will be measured. And if it can hold its own against Farming Simulator, it's already going to be pretty good. So you look at Farming Simulator, and the way that the camera works in Farming Simulator is that the camera, you set it to a position on the tractor or the wheel loader or whatever it is that you're driving, and it keeps that position. So whereas this one, I mean, I like the idea that this one's got, whereas the camera stays in the same position and the machine rotates. Whereas in Farming Simulator it doesn't do that. You don't have that option. It locks in a position against the cab, and then it stays in that position, so you have the same view of your tractor whichever way it's facing. And that, I think, would be quite useful for the likes of the wheel loader, if I could have it just kind of at that kind of angle there, maybe like that there, and then the camera would pan round to stick with that angle at all times. I think that would actually be a lot easier to control. It would make the wheel loader that much easier to operate and control if it would stick to something like that. I mean, I don't know how difficult that would be to implement as a mod later on for people who are going to start doing different mods and that. I know that with some games you can make changes like that really easily, and then other games it's just about next to impossible to effectively get a change like that implemented into it. And we'll see. We'll wait and see when the modding community is given free access to the game, and the Gold Rush guys don't need to spend all of their waking hours working on updates for this one and getting the bug fixes and everything dealt with. They will then, I would imagine, go and start working on Gold Rush 2, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Gold Rush 2 is going to be about, even though we haven't really finished sort of releasing Gold Rush, the first one, yet. I'm already waiting with anticipation to see what Gold Rush 2 is going to be about. I'm just going to stop there a moment, and we'll just turn the engine off as well. Not the way to leave your machine with the arm up in the air like that, but that's okay. Let's go and see what we've got down here. How are we doing? So we got one bucket at 15. Those mats are all at 10%, one's at 11. We got one at 15 and one at 10% down here. So it doesn't actually say what these are. Pick up. Somebody wants to work for you. So let's put that down there. Is that gold or is that magnetite? I really don't know. I'm curious to find out if that's gold or if that's magnetite or what, or whether it's just sort of rubbish that we don't want. Now, isn't there supposed to be like a heap of dirt building up here somewhere? You've got a little bit of dirt right there, but isn't there supposed to be another heap of dirt building up here somewhere? And I would guess that it's not going to come out the end of that trouble thing. And this is kind of the place where I would have guessed it would turn up, but it doesn't look like there's a huge amount there. I've seen pictures of people getting masses of dirt building up. But maybe we're not going to get a huge amount building up here because of where it is, the particular claim that we're on. Right, it's 6:15, so I'm going to switch this one off. And I'm going to go and switch that one up there off. I'm going to check that the new worker is, or see what the new worker is like. And then we're going to sleep for the night. And then we'll see what we do after that. Now, if you've switched everything off, does the gold still stay in the mats? I think it does. I think that the gold comes out of the mats if you take the grill off and you have the water still running. I think that you've got to turn the water off in order to be able to take the gold out properly. Otherwise, the percentage starts to drop for the gold that's still staying in the mats. We'll see about that. So let's just see who we've got coming to work for us now. So we got these two. We got another one awaiting. That's at 30. That guy's at 31. We're not going to use him. And this guy's at 34, so we're not going to use him either. He's unacceptable. So we got that one. We just got those two there. Cancel and shut down. Right, that really is all I got time for today. So tomorrow we will hopefully carry on doing a little. We'll do a little bit more loader work, I think. Maybe if we can find somewhere else to dig. I don't want to start digging down too deep at the moment because it seems to be working well with what we're doing. We'll try digging downwards with the excavator when we get the dump truck. We could like set the excavator up over that end or something and start scooping downwards and then loading up the excavator, bringing it over here. But this is going to cost us a big pile of money. I don't know where we're going to get the money from because we've already got a loan taken out. Not really sure. If you enjoyed the episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.